to Studio 5. There comes a time when everyone needs a change. It might be returning to work after years spent home with the kids. It might be just a new project or a desire to lend your voice to a committee, to a cause. Whatever it is, it takes courage to get the wheels turning. In fact, Studio 5 contributor Dr. Matt Townsend compares that momentum to riding a bike. It is so good to see you.
Good to see you. Where have you been?
I haven't seen you in like a month and a half.
I know. I've been tanning.
I noticed.
And other things.
No, really, Marty posted a picture of you and the boys, and I was like, where is he?
We were hanging out, went spring breaking.
Awesome.
Shot a lot of great videos.
You did?
For spring break. I like to post them.
You do not.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I hate it.
Jumping off a boat.
I've read a lot. I read a lot.
I bet you did.
But I kind of work too. A lot. I do a lot of work.
Yeah, your work
Which is why we're
life.
Talking about, because you could burn out, not you, but other people could burn out.
And want a change in their life. So this analogy then, this metaphor, riding a bike, explain it.
Do you remember the first time you learned to ride a bike? Do you remember you kind of sometimes needed somebody to push you?
Oh, yeah.
But why?
To keep the balance.
Yeah, and you're afraid. You've never done this.
Sure.
It's all new to you. So do you ever remember that you could pump it once and get some momentum, but then if you stopped, you couldn't do it again?
It would wobble, yeah.
Or you had to be on a step to do it?
My little pom-poms hanging from my handles.
Oh, yeah. See, that's that, and the basket?
That's what I remember, yeah.
No wonder, that's embarrassing. But one of the things that I'm finding is that we're afraid like that. We need the confidence, we need momentum, we need to know the right direction we're going in. And a lot of times when we want to do something new, but we don't know how to break off and do it, like imagine quitting your job to go do something new. That's totally destabilizing. That would put you out of balance.
Right.
So our natural inclination is to not do it, to be afraid of it. But we've got to find a way to get confidence, to get direction, and some momentum in it. And we've got some tools to help you do that.
Well, I want to ask you about the speed factor too, because I think, and maybe this is just me, but a lot of times when I'm about to make a change, there's this, you have this desire to go, 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 and run hard and get it done. Is that good or bad?
Bad. What's the hurry?
What's the rush?
What's the rush? Slow down to speed up. Sometimes you gotta go slower to get somewhere. Sometimes you gotta slow your speed down on the freeway to alter and to move around a car. So we don't have to assume we gotta do this today, but if you sense you need a change in your life, slow down and just start letting it percolate. Find out what's going on in your head, what's impacting you. You've gotta start figuring out what eventually you'd like to do. You might already have an idea of what you'd like to do, but just slow down, easy, easy. It's not a hurry. And the problem is, we might think it's a hurry. Now, if you lost a job, then all of a sudden there's even more pressure.
Right.
But the pressure doesn't have to be for now. One of the reasons is we can't usually find a lot of peace with immense pressure going on. So I'd rather that you slow down, find some peace, find a way to meditate more about it, think about it, and then once you're in peace, let that peace guide you to the path.
You want the peace to prelude the change.
We usually create pressure to precede the change. I want you to see if you can get some peace to precede the change. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So if you want, I mean, like if you know you're going to retire in a year and you want to start figuring out what you should be doing, don't be pressured by it, but also don't wait.
Yeah.
Just start getting into the mode and the groove. We'll show you how here.
You say before we dive into change, you have to almost reestablish your personal worth a little bit.
Yeah. Remember, you're not what you do. So most of us end up thinking that we are what we do. We are our actions. And so when we're about to shift doing something, like maybe change our job, or maybe I'm going to start something else in the community. What if you're going to run for an office? And what if it doesn't work? Then what will that do to my identity and my value? That's not who you are. Who you are, it's not your identity. It's not your job. It's not being on TV. Who you are all of these gifts, these traits. Spiritually, you're somebody. You were somebody before you were ever any of this. All of us have been something else. And one of the things I want you to ask yourself is, what can I contribute? What can I bring to this world that uniquely I can contribute? Now, that seems like something we're going to do, but you might end up bringing something that isn't a real tangible do. Like you just bring positivity. You just bring energy. You bring hope. You bring a really cool sense of style or vision. Some of these things are things that we don't see are really benefiting society.
You're not going to cross those off a to-do list necessarily.
Exactly. But I can know that I bring a lot of happiness to people.
So it's valuing what other people might not see in some
and the
cases.
intangibles, right? So if I know that if I bring happiness, then I can bring that right now anywhere I go. If I bring creativity, but I'm not sure if I want to go open up a new company to go, do some of the crafts that you're showing, then I maybe won't do the craft thing yet, but I can start bringing my creativity to life and start energizing that and other people.
I don't think you should do the craft thing.
I was thinking about it.
I just don't want to be a downer about it.
It sounds like a lot of work.
No, you do want us to really take a personal inventory and really know ourselves before we embark on this change.
And be real, for heaven's sakes. I am so sick of fake people. I want you to be real. I want you to know your strengths. Know what your weaknesses are too. So just for every strength you've got to know what your weaknesses are, because you need to know if really, are you somebody that could run a business? I mean, really. You can't even flush the toilet, Larry. Can you really run a business? So I also want you to know your fears. Like, are you running away from something or are you running towards something?
Yeah.
You got to know. You got to know.
We all know someone who you think, how do they not know themselves?
Know
that about themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you know if you're that person?
Well,
that you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You're missing a strength or you're missing a weakness.
Well, by your fruits you'll know, right? So if you keep thinking you're planting, plums, and you keep getting bananas, you don't know what you're doing, right? So then you could seek help from other people and you could test some stuff out, right? But at some point, you'll get feedback. That's one of the beauties of all of this. You're going to get the feedback. People are eventually going to kind of say, like when you say, you know what, I was thinking of trying to run for Miss Mother America. I don't know what they call her.
Okay.
Mrs. America.
Yes.
And if your friends are like, ooh.
See, but no friend would say that.
No, but they would. They have to. If they really think that you can't do that, they're going to communicate it some way. Really?
Some way.
Some way.
They might not verbally
some
say.
Way. Oh, you're going to give up all
Mrs.
this?
America, you are not.
Yeah.
But they would.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
right.
cannot not communicate it.
There's this instinct to shape the future, but you say in a way, let the future shape you. I just gave
let the future whisper. It's going to whisper to you. So if I just put a microphone in front of you, and it'd be weird because you're not used to that.
Never.
But if I did that and I said, 5 years from now, you go to your reunion at school. What do you want to tell the people you're doing? So if they say, now, Brooke, what are you doing now? If you've had this dream of always starting whatever or doing something, whatever the answer to that question is the beginning of your future telling you what you could be doing.
So it's the wish.
It's the wish. This is the wish. So when I'm thinking of this and I'm ready to make a change and I want to own my own craft company, I want to be able to say in 5 years, you know what? I started a craft company 4 years ago. I left my other job and we're booming.
It's almost that vision board people talk about, right? Project where you
and
wanna
notice
be.
that vision's coming from the future, because ironically, it's really not in the future. It's actually in you. But you already kind of subconsciously know what you want to make happen.
That's deep.
And it's totally deep. Humans, by the way, inherently are creators. We are creators. We are born, bred, made to create stuff in life. And so you're already going to create it, whether you consciously do it or not. You're either dreaming it and going to leave it a dream, which will be a regret if we don't do it, or you're going to make it happen, or some version of it.
I liked this
pretty
conversation.
cool, isn't it?
It's so good to be back with you.
Good
Thank
to be with you.
Are you still? How's your coaching program going?
Killing it. Coolest thing in the world. We've now trained 15 coaches, tons of material they've learned. They're ready to go out. Actually, about 3 more weeks, they're going to go out and start changing the world. And we're going to do another program, so be thinking about it. Go to coachingwithmatt.com and get ready to change lives. It's pretty cool. So if you've been thinking, I need to be a coach.
Yeah.
I need to be a coach.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to tell that to people in 5 years, go to coachingwithmatt.com.
You're the pebble that's causing the ripples.
That's right.
Nice job.
I'm a big drip
Stay
in
away
the
from the craft
pond.
company.
That's right.
Stick with the pebble.
Thanks, Brooklyn.
Matt. Coming up next, it's